Okay, so yesterday yesterday we looked at the Patipanna Sutta. So in the Patipanna we will see 5 kind of Nikaya, because we are now going by the Nikaya. One is the Diga Nikaya, Majjhima, Sanyukta, Angura, and Anguttara and Khuddaka. Okay, I put the details, so I'm just going through that detail only so that becomes easy. So we have 5 indriyas.
Lot of temptations.
We have 5 indriyas, and then we'll have 5 bala. Okay. Indriya Samvara. So when we say Patipanna, Supatipanna, Supatipanna, is we need to know what is our indriya type. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is to find out what is your type. So in the case of Janak, I was telling him study the Anguttara Nikaya apart from Diga Nikaya. So like that we need to know which Nikaya. Okay. Now we might ask a question that, okay, I'm following Goenka or Ubakin or whatever, some tradition. Why should I do this? Can I not be doing whatever I'm doing? Yeah, I can be doing whatever we are doing. Absolutely no problem on that. But the thing is, do we know where we are? Okay, so if I want to know where I am, I need to leave that for time being, and then I need to look at the sutta. Supposing I don't want to know it, it's fine. Meaning there's nothing like it's an urgent thing to know it. But at the time of death, there are 5 kind of individuals. Out of the 3 individuals are main important. One is a Saddhanusari, which we are going to go through it. Second one is a Dhammanusari. Then third one is Saddha Vimukto. Then the fourth one is Praisaki, which will the Anagami stage. And the fifth one is Panya Vimukta. Okay. So there are 2 routes, 2 ways of going. One is through Saddha, one is through Panya. Wisdom or faith. Okay. So I think most of the people sitting here are faith. Okay. What is the faith means that you don't have an experiential faith, but you just have faith, which will give you a human rebirth.
People don't have ours.
Aviccha pasada. That is not there.
No.
No, that is different. Avijja pacha sankhara is patisamutpada. So we are not going there. We are starting. If you know patisamutpada, then you are arhat. Over. There's nothing. Because you will come to know anuloma and loma. So anuloma jnana is cutting the ignorance. That is anuloma jnana.
You can also use Pali version.
That's what anuloma jnana is.
When you say ignorance,
Avijja. So anuloma jnana is to cut the ignorance or avijja. And loma jnana is to create ignorance or avijja. So when I see you, if you see him, if you take him to be your son, then it's avijja, pachaya sankhara. Sankhara pachaya vinyana. So you have a son and a mother relationship. This life, she is your mother. Next life, she can be sister or can be a daughter, can be still be a mother, can be a friend, can be whatever. So that's a problem. Okay. Then Shanta can be your sister. Or you might be a brother or whatever. Or you might be the next door neighbor, she loves you. Okay.
same situation.
Yeah, same situation.
They don't want to be a female. They want to be a man. that is.
Janma Janmantar. Sahi.
You want to be,
Exactly.
you want to be a man, huh? You can be a.
So basically,
He is the leader of all, corrupting all the ladies.
okay, now we'll take examples. The easy. Okay. No, you might not be a real faith follower, but if you think you are not a real faith follower, I've seen families who is a husband is a, let's say, Christian, and a wife is a Hindu, or wife is a Christian and husband is a Hindu. They will not go to the temple or to the church. They will drop their wife or their husband and they will wait outside, but they will not go inside. Let's say I'm going to Ganpati temple, and my wife is a Christian and she will not come inside, but she's husband and wife, but they will not go inside. Now, let's say I go inside. Oh, that wife is coming inside the temple. I feel very happy. Oh, my wife is coming inside and she does all the rituals what needs to be done. That means some saddha has happened, right? Some shraddha has happened, some faith has happened. Not really faith as faith, but faking faith. You're faking faith, but ultimately it turns itself into a faith. If I keep on going to church, let's say in Bangalore Infant Jesus Church, okay, some friend of mine says that why don't you come to church, Vilas? I say I don't generally like church. Come once, you'll come to see. So I go to some basilica or Rome kind of church or some church in Bangalore or anywhere, like in Goa, example. Goa has so nice churches, so many good churches. So I go to one church in Panji. Okay. Anyway, we are gone for fun. So one of my friends says that I'm a Buddhist. Let's say in this life, I'm a Buddhist. So I believe in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, all that. But then I feel, what's wrong in going to the church? And every time he says, Vilas, come to church. And I also start to feel it's nice. But no real feeling has come for Jesus Christ. But there is something which is pulling me towards church. So if you allow more and more and more and more to happen without any conflicts, meaning without any resistance, I will start to just get associated. I might not believe in whatever they are doing. It can be with Mary or with Jesus or this or that, but it gives me a peace of mind when I go to a church for whatever reason. And then even my friend doesn't come, I feel like going to the church. You got the point? Why? Why did I create an interest? Because there is a little amount of saddha or shraddha or faith. It can be a blind faith. It can be an interested faith, chanda. Right? So what Buddha says, chanda mulaka avuso sabbe dhamma. Chanda means interest. Mula means root. Avuso is friend. Sabbe is every, all. Dhamma is thing, anything. So if I am meeting Sajal and I like Sajal because he's giving me fruit salad and all that and nice food, okay. And next time I want to come to Sajal because I think his house is big also. I don't know. Your house is small, cramped up, and he'll ask me to sleep down on the floor. I saw beds are there, nice beds, and he also said that he. No, wait a second, wait a second, and then I.
So some better houses.
Yeah, I saw some better houses. No, no, wait. He also said it's been 5 years that or 4 years or 5 years he's staying in his home. He's going to construct another home. Okay. So he shared that. So I am a monk, right? So if I come to his house, this becomes more enlightened,
Yeah.
right? So I will say, Sajal, why don't you call me? So now what is happening? There is a chanda, interest. Of all the people, I like Sajal, right? On a materialistic plane, I'm not talking spiritualism. This is the sutta what I've given Janak to explore, both from a worldly perspective and then the lokuttara, that is outside the world. So if I take worldly perspective, okay, I see this house, I make an impression. Chanda mulaka avuso sabbe dhamma. Manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. I make up my mind. Oh, Sajal, you're my friend, you're lost friend, man. You don't remember. He say, yeah, definitely I don't want to remember after this. But now I will remember. So, manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. Then what I require? Phassa samudaya. So contact should be there. So contact with this house, with that house, with this house gives me a comparison, right? I find Janak's house was better. Wait, Viren, 1 second. So Janak's house was better. Tomorrow we are going to Viren's house. And it is much more better to associate with Viren because he can get me Australian visas. Better. Okay, and then I can say, Viren, just wanted to ask you, can you get me PR? It's good. In the name of Dham, I can say PR, please. Not just 3-year visa, PR. Anyway.
Sajal also can do that. You have to work in the bakery.
And, I don't mind even washing his legs if I want for a visa, anything. So manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. Okay. Then hassa samudaya sabbe dhamma. Vedana samosarana sabbe dhamma. That means this feeling that I can be here is running around. The conscious experience is happening. So I come here, the sukha vedana happens. It come to your place, dukkha vedana, because she pinches you, you pinch her. And you know what? At his home, these two, mother and daughter, they embrace and again they separate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
And every 10 minutes I see, oh, again. And they come out. Yeah. And now if I see Bobby walking meditation in his house is good because long one. Now I see his house is even more better. Start from there, ends there. So I can do a good walking meditation. So if I were to put a toss, whose house I should be more? Sajal's house.
At the moment.
At the moment. Yes. And then Chanel might be better because anyway he doesn't have a wife. It's even more better.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Relax and meditate.
So, yes. So I can just take that bag and keep on going everywhere.
These are trouble. Wives are trouble.
So what happens here is that we need to know where the mind enters and where the mind exits. So you will be having some shraddha if you're following something. Otherwise, you will not have that at all. It just breaks. Meaning you will not be convinced. You will not be convinced. So, Merin,
You say that all the time. You can't.
I feel also it's but the Dhamma related. I can't.
no, that's okay. See, I was watching that day when we all went to that, what is it?
Random Rakita.
Rakita, Venerable Rakita.
I'm not showing anything. You are showing it.
You were reciting. She was not reciting. He was not reciting. Why were you reciting? whatever it is, that means there is some Shraddha happening.
That's what I feel. All these
Don't compare with them.
so much.
No, we don't know, right? So we'll come to each one of them. So basically, Marin, if I was seeing that day, I was just watching. I was watching Deepti ji, what she does. I was watching Janak ji. I was watching our mad friend Bobby. Okay, I was looking at Annabelle. He was asking some questions. I was watching her zeal. So I was watching. So who took the maximum of the thing? Whether you liked Venerable Rakita, for what you liked. If you really see, there's something which clicked for you. Other there's no liking. You just will not. I will just not like Sajal or Bobby or Janak or any one of you. If something is not clicked,
Other than I should be taking to all the other agents.
no, wait. I'll tell you, because you are seeing through the same lens to everyone. See, your measurement is the same. You see that Ajan, you feel this person takes so much, that person takes so much. Whatever reason it is, you would have stopped. You would have said to Bobby, you go to whichever monastery. I have no problem.
Some other months.
Say that.
Okay. Now let's say for example, you don't have Shraddha at all. No Shraddha. And you're just going just to keep peace. Let's take that as a thing. I'm just keeping peace. Then you could divorce also. Why keep peace? The peacekeeping is actually divorce. That's the best thing. You will not adjust. Now Annabelle and Ashley, they are grown up. I mean, if even if you were to walk away from their life, and you can keep both of them and throw this guy out, throw this person out. Okay, you could do that. There's nothing stops, because the difference of opinion is only on what he follows, right? So ultimately, it is the what we can say. It is the religion or the tradition or whatever that comes in between. So ultimately, you will say, I don't want to live with you. Or he says, don't go to church. I don't want you to go to church. I want you to come to the monastery. And you say, look, you go to monastery. I have no problem. But you can't stop me to go to church. You might argue, from my childhood, I was not interested in church.
Yeah.
Fair argument. But then why are you going to monastery? Even if you were to keep peace, you wouldn't do it.
Because many families are like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it. Marin, out of the 20 days I've seen you, whatever said and done, he asked you to get up at 5 o'clock or whatever it is, and these two poor children are going around or whatever it is, you're doing it. You wouldn't do it.
It's not for me. Definitely it's not.
Yeah, whatever it is, just to keep peace, you still will not do, because after a while you feel tired. Why should I be with this person? If I were you, I would have divorced long time ago, because I can't.
Oh, because it is initially it is correct what Vilas is saying.
Instigating Marine?
She's here. Marine is sitting in front of me.
Yeah, instigating her to divorce.
I can't answer for her.
It's too late.
Too late.
Whatever it is, see, if that poor two children doing whatever they are doing from age 4 and age 8, and no other children will do it. Even if I had a daughter like Annabelle or Ashley, I doubt whether I could convince them to do what he has done. I'm not too sure even my wife Anjana would have allowed me to do something like that. It wouldn't have happened. So I don't buy into your argument fully that it was all for peace, buying peace or making peace or
I
whatever.
will tell you, she always says that, but it is completely wrong. Why? Because actually she has a lot of hesitance in doing all this. Now she is gradually coming in. When she experienced the benefit of it, that is called Siddha.
Yes.
She actually getting, say, many times I don't ring the bell.
Because I see Shraddha,
No,
Amma and
that's the difference of that.
পঞ্চবন্ধু জীবন
Five friends.
amount of stress
Very different, but he is not talking about that. Panya.
हाँ पंचबंधु सही है तो आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग दैट आई एम टॉकिंग द इनिशियल शब्द
Yeah. So this Saddha, what she is gradually developed because of her history. Actually, she is getting some benefit.
no benefit or no later, otherwise we'll be stopping here. Okay, let's leave it aside. Whatever disagreement we have, let's leave it aside. Okay, what is Saddhanusari? Saddhanusari is a person that he or she, okay, will believe. First believe, no faith. There are two difference. I believe that this person is good. Some bhante, like you say, Rakhita is good. For whatever reason, you felt it is good. I might disagree, but you felt it is good. So you have belief. You are not turned into Shraddha. In the same way, when I start on Buddha Dhamma, then I will only believe to be so. Like if I go and read Quran, then I might believe in Allah. If I read Christ,
Bible.
then I'll go and believe in Bible. Same thing with Hindu gods and all that. So I just believe. It has not transformed me into a Shraddha. So when does the Shraddha happen? That's the question what is asked in this, whatever we are talking. Yes, yes.
I have a question. So, why you doing dana all that? I'm saying it last time. It's I don't think it's just because of devotion. There is something to ask you. Not like for just one. I tell you from my experience. I read Quran, a lot of things, a lot of. So I read Quran myself. I've been to Bible.
You can speak with
So I read Quran a lot. I went to mosque, and I actually went in Jamaat, like the Muslims that do. I have a lot of Muslim friends. To be honest, I did not have Shraddha actually, but I had a curiosity to know, and I had a respect, but not the Shraddha that we mention as per the Buddha, what is telling what Shraddha is. But I had a respect. I did not have a disrespect for the religion, but I wanted to know what it is. But the way they're explaining in Qurans and all that religious things, I read it. Every time I read something, it doesn't convince me at all. In my mind setting, that's not right. It's not right. It's not right. But I did not have a disrespect for it because I did not hurt. I wanted to hurt someone else's feeling of it. Okay. But I still went to see, and they doing bowing down. I was okay, let me bowing down, but doesn't hurt my feelings. I did it bow down the way they wanted to. It didn't change my perception. I had it. It was the teaching of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. I did not lost it. Now you got to ask yourself: have you lost the faith in Jesus? What you have been doing from your childhood, after understanding the Dhamma, then you know it. The differences between you compare yourself. Then you know it because I knew it that the deep inside in my mind, the seed of Dhamma was so strong because and then when I was reading all this, it becoming more clear to me. Oh, I think the whole world, it's in a delusion. So then I understood. Then I was telling one Vipassana meditator that I understood the teaching of Dhamma is actually like a water, and the teaching of the religion is like a different shapes, the cups and plates and the bowl. They won't fit to each other, but you can fit the water in every jar. It will fit in everywhere. So the Dhamma fits according to you what you actually asking for. it will match. That's how I think I look at my way of understanding. Yes, I will have. Yeah.
So Raju is there, and
Yeah, I can see the Raju brother here.
is it charge is going?
No, still we have some charge, good amount of charge.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So basically, like he rightly pointed out, all of us today, whatever we are meeting, we wouldn't have come here. Yeah, we would have come after the whatever celebration happened, meaning with those monks. We would have come later. We wouldn't have come earlier because for me, reciting all that what they're reciting doesn't make sense. Like he said, I'll go and bow namaz and all that. After a while, you don't feel like doing it because you're doing for that person. You're not doing for that. So after a while, you feel, why am I doing it? It's going to hurt you a lot because you're doing just for the sake of doing. See, he is, let's say, he is a Christian anyway, and I'm not a Christian, and I don't like Christianity, but I like Bobby, and now I'm doing whatever Bobby is saying. How long? To keep his friendship, how long? Then after some time, I'll say, Bobby, you know what? This things is not working out for me. But every day you are asking me to come to that church and this church and that church. Are you trying to make me a Christian and a fanatic Christian? I'm not a Christian. I don't like to be. I mean, I might respect Jesus, but that doesn't mean that I'll start doing whatever you're doing.
Yes.
I will not do for whatever reason. But you know what, Marin? If you're doing for 10 years, no. So you go to heaven or hell, the thing is there's something wrong. You wouldn't do it. Nobody would do it. Just that means you love him so madly that whatever he says, you're going to do it. Then I don't think so.
No, you won't do that.
We will have this conversation later.
Separately. Okay.
Have this
Heated conversation.
He asked this question before.
Yeah.
just clarify.
It's okay. It's okay. It's quite understandable. What I can simply state here is that for all of us, including Annabelle or Ashley, you will not do something for long just to have peace or whatever that is. You wouldn't do it because it makes no sense. Because after a while, it becomes troublesome for you because you just have a belief, and that belief will be like water flowing. So after a while, you lose that interest. You say that whatever they are doing, let them do it. Another example I can give you: if you want to buy peace, he sleeps down. He's made his room. You have agreed to it, but you can sleep on the bed. Maybe you can fight with him and say, look, from today, I'm going to sleep on the bed, come what may. Okay. Your peace is your peace, my peace is my peace. Right. Even if you have agreed for that, right? And let's say it's for peacekeeping. After a while, it bugs you. It just makes you feel uneasy. And why are you accepting is the question which appears in you. Don't have to answer now. Like you said, we will talk separately. Let it not become like, it's become you and me. So just I want to give an example. So basically, with Raju or his wife or me or Anjana or whatever is here, is that the Shraddha portion is when there is some experiential faith, experience that happens. Now, there are three kinds of experience which happens, especially with Buddha Dhamma, not about the Sangha, the Buddha and the Dhamma. First experience is you will not see anything as a person. Buddha as a person. Many people see Buddha as a person, but you will not see Buddha as a person. Okay, that's the first change that happens. Because in all the religion, there's a person. Can be Krishna, can be Jesus, can be Rama, can be what we can say, Allah or Muhammad. It's a person. It's a person oriented. Here, there is no person orientation. Totally no non-person orientation. So, like in the morning, iti so bhagava arham samma sambuddho vijja charana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisadhamma sarati satta deva manussanam buddho bhagava iti. Now, what would happen to you? You will investigate. Iti, what is iti? This is iti so bhagava. Bhagava will be like this. Whatever is called as bhagava. Now, what is bhagava? Bhagava. It is three words. Bha is bhava. Ga is gati. That is going to one destination to another destination, from like Brisbane to Melbourne, so to say. Bhagava. Va is to rotate within that. So you come into one rotation and second rotation, third rotation. So the Bhagava is one who has cut off that, who has known how this rotation happens. Samsarana is rotating around. Nissarana, which we are going to come to that later in the suttas, is to cut it out. In Rama, Krishna, Jesus, Muhammad, etc., there is no definition, there is no explanation to say that how this life is cut, meaning that rotation is cut. So if you take Upanishadic view or the Vedic view, is that it merges the Atma, which is the soul, is going to merge with Paramatma, which is the supreme soul. You take Jesus, so you have got Trinity. So God, Holy Spirit, and the Father. Oh, sorry, Son, which is Jesus. If you take Muslim, it's Allah and messenger being Muhammad. So Allah is eternal, whereas Muhammad is the one who will show. So if you take Hindu way of life is the same thing. If you take a Muslim way of life is also the same thing. If you take the Christian way of life is also same thing. If you take any way of life is the same thing. So if I am an adept Hindu, I'll go to heaven and God will take care then onwards. But it doesn't cut the circling. God will take care. And in the Muslim, same, Christian, same. Here is one change. No God will help you. Clear? So this is a difference. Iti piso bhagava. Why? Because it's arham. Ari means enemies. So raga, dvesha, moha is not being there, is cutting out the enemies. So arham. Samma sambuddho. Samma is one. Samma means one who has found it by doing something like what we can call a samadhi. It's as is called samma samadhi. So one who has made his mind still, and then sambuddha. Bodhi means four noble truth. Sambuddha is one who found the four noble truths for himself. Where it is written, it is in the Dhamma Chakka Pavattana Sutta. So which the wheel of Dhamma. It speaks for itself. So like that, if I keep on doing one by one, like Vijja Charana Sampanno, there are 6 Vijjas and 15 Charana Dhamma. Sugato, Su plus Gati, like the Bhagava, that is Sugati. Su is good, Gati is the destiny where it takes you. Sugato Lokavidu. So there are 3 lokas. One is a Satta Loka, or in Sanskrit, if you take Sattva, what we call a soul. Satta Loka, Sankhara Loka. That is when you do something, when there is volitions happening across the stream of consciousness is Sankhara Loka. And then you have Okasa Loka. Okasa means things like rocks and trees and plants, and all. They are having Okasa Loka. They have a Loka, but it's Okasa. We'll come to that some other time about how this Okasa works. There's one sutta from Sariputta. It's a commentary from Sariputta which explains the entire Okasa. I think I shared it once on the whole world cycles. In that Okasa Loka is there. So these three loka, Sugato Loka Vidu. So the worldly thing is 8 of them, and he knows all. Not only that, he knows these three lokas. So then it's knower of all the worlds. Okay, Loka Vidu. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Anuttara is Uttara is north, Anuttara is beyond anybody's imagination. Purisa is human, or can be God, can be whatever. Purisa Dhammasarati. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm on mobile now.
Okay, enjoy. Okay. So Purisa Dhammasarati, Satta, Deva, Manussanam. So he splits it out, right? As in, Satta is all being, Deva is the gods of all the realms, Manusa is humans. Buddho Bhagava iti. So it started with iti piso and ends with Bhagava iti. So what is Bhagava is explained in this. So now I don't have to rely on any god, any angel, or anyone at all. I just can just understand iti piso Bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vidya Charana Sampanno. That itself I can make it a samadhi. So that is what is the lowest level of experiential aviccha pasada, not the highest, but still the lowest, because that pushes me to keep on going on this dhamma path.
That is answer.
Sadhanusari. Yeah, you are going on the quality of the Buddha. Okay. Push through that. So what I would do,
Shipping or you're just
yeah. So if I were to meet a Bhante or someone, I would just ask him, can you tell me what is this Itipiso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho, what you're talking about? And if he doesn't know, I will make my thing known, meaning I want to know. That kind of faith will come. I want to know the meaning. So that those monks who had come, those Bhantes, gave us 5 precepts. Panatipata Veramanis, Adinnadana Veramani, Musavada Veramani, Kameshamichacharame Veramani. Then we had Suramere Majjapamadhatthana. What it means. So let's understand. If I again go to the Bhante and I ask, why shouldn't I kill? Because I am a non-vegetarian person. Why shouldn't I kill? Who stops me from killing? Because every day I'm eating chicken, every day I'm eating fish, every day I'm eating all kind of animals. So I'm used to it. It's a valid question. So what should happen is when I read Duccharita Vipaka, that is bad character, and what happens when I do like that, I can see there is shortened life and there is suffering, bodily suffering, health wise, in this life more than next life. How? The animal what I'm eating has some poison. All animals will let go of poison because they, at the dying moment, they let leave the poison. So when I eat that, are you interested in killing me by any chance? So that the next time I don't have to come and then ask Sajal, can you give me this house for a. But anyway, so a thing is, if I kill, the food what I'm taking will not be digested. So the red meat, especially, I will get me diseases. So I can check that it is indeed creating problem. But then we might argue that not everybody suffers. So what do you have to say for that, right? Now, no. Before we come into karma, we need to understand that you have an ability, or all animals, all humans have an ability to withstand. So as long as the condition matches, nothing is going to happen. So I am not believing Buddha because I should eat non-veg or I shouldn't eat non-veg. I am relying on Buddha because it's condition based. If the condition is working, till the condition works, nothing can be done. You do 100 bad things, nothing is going to happen. As an example, I have a friend who is a uh, actually Hindu, to be honest, but then he eats all kind of animals, including monkeys. And if he goes into China, he eats all snake, lizard, cockroach, then beetles, then snake, yeah, snakes, all kind of snakes. And then mm, in Colombo, there is a, these people are from Sri Lanka, right? In Colombo, they catch crabs. This big crabs, this big, okay, and they put it in the hot boiling water, and you just have to choose which one you want to eat. Okay, and crab in a hot water will try to escape. You can see it, how much it is struggling. And one lady will come and then she will hit so badly that it's one of the beak is broken. So it can't, it will be shaking like this. Okay, it will be shaking. And the more it shakes, they laugh. And they ask you which one you want. I'll say that one. Cut it. They remove all the things, the flesh, and they give it. Live. Okay, live. And my friend enjoys it. He says, "Ah, so nice. Oh, gone or he nothing has happened to him. For the last 30 years, he is eating non-vegetarian like this.
Then people will say, oh, nothing is happening. Because
Nothing is happening. Right? Halal, yes, halal, yes, halal cut.
when nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening, right? Yeah. So, absolutely. Yes, Raju.
My wife wanted to ask something.
No,
Yes.
nothing has happened. So how I'm curious to know how it is going to balance his good deeds and bad deeds. Like he is not killing, but he is eating, just eating.
He's
That's
enjoying, for not just eating. He's saying, wow, great. He opened up the monkey skull. Okay, he just took it out, just like a, you're taking some thing, and he's taking out the brain, every part of the brain like this, and he eats. In Hyderabad, there is this halim. You should see how they make it. You'll be shocked to see the goat. My goodness, it's like a during Ramadan when they make halim. It's just you can't see it. Okay, and we had been to Hyderabad. He and me. He wanted to go and eat at Charminar. That is the place they make best of the halim. Okay, and it's a huge line, around 1 kilometer plus line. Okay, so that's eating. Now, nothing happened to him. Nothing means nothing from the time I've seen him. We joined the same company. I was 24-year-old when I, no, yeah, 26-year-old when I joined that company, or 25-year-old, and he was 26-year-old. Today I am 53, he is 54. Close friends. He eats anything that moves. Clear. And he says, Vilas, nothing has happened. You idiot, you so talk about some karma, marma, and all that. Who cares?
that's why we can't prove it.
Right?
Grandfather. Grandmother. They all ate.
Yes.
We can't prove.
You can't prove.
Spirituality is everything.
Now, how does Buddha solve it, and how does other religions solve it? We have to understand. In other religion, we can say God only knows.
Correct.
We don't know.
Here we can investigate. Logically.
Here, it's a condition related, like what the mother said, saying that avijja pachay sankhara, sankhara pachay vinyan. It's condition oriented. Okay. Now, what is a condition? What do you mean by condition? It's sankata in Pali. Okay. You create a condition, that is your volition, what we call as sankhara. You create it, and if you created a right condition, like sun is there, you have held your lens, and below paper is there, the paper will burn irrespective of whether you like it to be burnt or don't like it to be burnt, it's going to burn. If cloud is there and the sun is not there, your lens is good, the paper is there, nothing will get burnt. So then the question comes, when the sun will come and when it will not come. So the anicca word has two meanings. One is uncertain. It's not impermanent alone. It's uncertain. Anishchit is in Pali is anicca. So Buddha explains anicca in two ways in a sutta called Pachaya Sutta, a very nice sutta. It explains when it is impermanent and when it is not impermanent. In fact, in science also, you have something called uncertainty principle. Like the rain coming today here, it's uncertain. There was no news saying that the rain is going to come. I don't think so. Any other place in Brisbane it has rained. Maybe the gods were so happy about Sajal, meeting the monks and doing all that worship. Even the gods were happy. They blessed that his daughter. Okay, they blessed his, the couple and the mother.
Even us also.
And because of them, we also got blessed. Okay.
No, I
So
also had a rain here, pretty heavy.
it rained. Okay.
Yeah,
So our theory proved.
very heavy.
So
Okay.
we shouldn't be telling that.
So
Here, little bit rain here as well.
okay. So the condition when it matches and the condition matches, it works. The condition doesn't match, it doesn't work. So Buddha Dhamma is not only about impermanence, it is about uncertainty. So what he says, if you take two links, it's impermanent. That is between jati and jara marana. It is impermanent, meaning you can see every day it is going, your life is going away. But if somebody were to ask, are you going to die today? What is your answer? Nobody knows. What do you mean? I don't know. Nobody
Maybe.
knows.
Maybe.
Nobody
Maybe.
knows. Only God only knows.
You believe you're saying right.
Exactly. That you don't have.
Because you're not all this logic. You will sit say like
Absolutely. Agreed. Agreeable. So if you take quantum mechanics, okay, and I worked on quantum mechanics, I can see that what Buddha says and what happens in quantum mechanics exactly correlates. In fact, Einstein was actually proved it, saying that what happens is there. Meaning, it's a if you have done a double slit experiment, you take two slits and then you put it through you can do it in the river also. If you take an iron thing and then you put it inside the water, it will create an interference pattern. So the water will cut through as particles and also goes as wave. So if like in Vipassana, if you have got Bhanga stage, what would happen here is that it becomes like a wave and a particle. When it turns particles, it turns into vibration. When it turns into wave, it turns into like a human being or animal or whatever it is. So you can see that a particle, when it happens, a particle, it's just particle. There is nothing. So the particles are held by magnetic stream. Okay. So then what happens? It's a double slit. When it turned particle, when it turned wave, we don't know. So you put an observer effect like what you're doing in Vipassana, in that Goenkaji technique or Ubakin technique or any technique. What happens? You're putting an observer. You keep on scanning your body from head to toe to head, head to toe to head. You're creating an observer effect, which is what Goenkaji keeps on saying, drashta bhav, sakshi bhav, no bhokta bhav. Okay? Bhokta means enjoyer. You are not enjoying. You are not really taking it as yours. You're just witnessing. What happens? The single slit experiment becomes double slit experiment. And the double slit experiment, what it changes into a particle. No matter there is double slit, it could have turned itself into a wave, but it changes itself into a particle. So what happens? Buddha Gosa calls it as kalapa. Yes, initially. So what I actually see is you don't see anything happening except for the vibrations, right? You just see everything is vibrating. At that time, if you were to open up your eyes and see the whole world is vibrating, there is no thing called as a single attached particle. There are no joinings. So then what happens? If there's nothing to be joined, it is segregated. It's just spreading out, spreading out, spreading out. And that spreading out is entropy. Basically, you've entered yourself into quantum mechanics, which the second law of motion, if you really see, you take a entropy. If you put effort, if you put heat, the atoms will come together and that becomes enthalpy. So the present moment, whatever we are seeing each other is enthalpy because it doesn't exist this way. It keeps on disintegrating. Disintegration, chaos is part of matter. The consciousness makes it to be not in chaos. So disintegration is always there, which Buddha calls is jara, right? And marana is what? The consciousness goes away from that. Disintegration started from the beginning, but the actual disintegration happens when the consciousness goes out. So the integration starts when the consciousness comes in, and the disintegration starts when the consciousness goes out. No, there are three things, right? Life force is dependent on the heat, which in various thing called as prana or vital force or whatever it is. So we'll call that. Like in the plants. See, when you refrigerate a food, the life is cut. You're just keeping the matter, the molecules active without bacteria. So what is happening is the bacteria are not coming and consuming it. So that you have stopped. But the deterioration is happening. So the prana is going away. So the fresh vegetables and fruit what I have, if I were to consume as it has prana. That means this body is replenished by prana. Apart from the ayu, which means the lifespan, how long can anything survive? Like the dog at your home can survive 14 years, each human being sitting here might survive 100 years. It might not survive more than that. So it just, the vijnana, this conscious experience can survive at the most 100 years in this body. Yes. They do have no, they don't have awareness, but the basic life, that is ayu, is there. The usma, which is the prana, is there. So when you pluck out the plant from the soil was giving the food, so the prana is out. So the ayu keeps on diminishing and it dies. Whereas in the sentient, what we call sentient beings, means it can sense. So it requires 6 senses. So that can only survive, that can not only survive by itself, it requires the same nature, which is the the ayu and usma. So these two are required for vijnana to survive. If the vijnana were to go away, the disintegration happens just like it happens with any vegetable. I'm not trying to say that when the person departs, the disintegration is immediate. No, it will take just like any vegetable, any fruit like that. It will keep on decomposing. Even with vijnana being there, it is decomposing, but it cannot be seen because the consciousness makes it join and disintegrate. Again joins and again disintegrates. medically speaking, if you see when the consciousness departs, you see in a dead body. Usual what happens with a plant or with an animal or with anything, it happens the same way. Now, there is no conscious experience of the dead. Correct? So when we say, who are you? The who are you experience or I am experience is coming due to the vijnana, consciousness. Right? So now what are we trying to do through the Buddha Dhamma is to see who am I? Because that is when the rebirth happens. So that is when we are looking at rebirth. So let's say if I associate with Bobby for long, there is always an attachment to Bobby. So there is I am feeling and there is he is feeling. This feeling, Vedana, Samo Sarana Sabbe Dhamma, that is going in circle. Okay. If Vedana were to be cut, to cut the Vedana, you have to cut the phassa, the contact, just like you plug out from that. So there's nothing feeling happening, no feeling. So phassa samudayo, Vedana samudayo, phassa nirodho, Vedana nirodho. So there's nothing happening per se. So if you see from a quanta perspective, is there is a love-hate relationship between I and Bobby. Meaning, if there is something I like of Bobby, there is something I hate of Bobby also. Or there's something what he hates out of me and likes out of me. Because there is I am as Bobby, there is I am as Vilas. This is the standard thing. But if you are just having minusing consciousness, just if you take the Ayu and Usma, then nothing. Like two plants. They don't fight, they don't do anything, they just grow. If you're putting food, it'll grow. If you don't put food, it'll die. So the Ayu gets cut. So out of the three things, the Vijnana, what we are looking at, consciousness, is the one which takes rebirth. So we are not concerned about Ayu. We are not concerned about the Usma. We are concerned about Vijnana. So in Buddha Dhamma, as in other religion, I don't find how this Atma gets, if I were to call soul or Atma, how it gets liberated. I don't know. Only God knows. Because there's Ayu, lifespan. So in heaven realm, I have a long lifespan, which Muslims also believe, Hindus also believe, Christians also believe, Buddhists also believe, everybody believes. So everybody would like to go to heaven. Now nobody wants to go to hell. You tell me who wants to go to hell? And the very reason why we want to be called as Sotapanna is because we want to go to hell. That is the main thing. Whether we say we want to know or we don't want to know, we say, no, I don't think so. I want to know. I am a Sotapanna. But deep within,
I don't want hell.
I don't want to go to hell. Then I'll say, please go to hell. Hey, no. Tell me, how can I become Sotapanna? Please. Why? Because that I will go to hell. Now the question can be asked, okay, Vilas, you are right, saying is right. 100 years, this person, your friend, he is now 54. He's eaten for 30 years non-veg. And why nothing is happening to him? So in fact, there was a serial called Cosmos. If you have read, if you have seen, this from Carl Sagan. It's a beautiful one. The length of this human race from the beginning of the time is just 2 seconds on the cosmic scale. So the kalpa, what Buddha explains, is huge. In that, human existence is just 2 seconds. Now if I were to take any realm, like in God realm or this realm or that higher realms, doesn't even add up to anything. See, 1600 years is just one day of existence. 1600 years of human. What are we talking is kalpas. That means eons of vivata samvata. Vivata means joining, samvata means spreading out. So, meaning it is completely gone. That means if you have a big bang, which is what is called as vivata, the samvata will be big crunch, where even the black hole, meaning the light, cannot escape within the black hole. So it ends up being black hole forever. So what Buddha explains, that is antakappa. It means infinite kappa. There's nothing which is going to come out. No light. Right? Then that's even in Bible, first came light. There was light. That's how the Bible starts. Right? So if I were to understand properly what is called as abhasara in Buddha teaching is the same light what is called in the Christian. And also same thing is called as Brahman in Hindu, and same thing what is called as Allah in Muslim. But does that light forever exist? No. That's what I come to. And science also proves it. Quantum mechanics proves it, and also the what we looked into, the theory of relativity also proves that. So what happens here, Marin, if I were to understand it properly, I know it has more scientific base. So it's not something forced upon me as a belief. So the faith automatically comes because I'm able to see that why something exists in this way and why something doesn't exist in this way. Because let us take my friend, for example, he's eating all kind of animals. I don't have to tell him that what you're doing is wrong, because on the time scale, it's not even a second.
Yeah, see, when you say he's eating, relishing it, right?
Relishing it.
Yeah, but for example, so Buddha also eat non-veg.
Yes, yes.
No problem, right?
There's no problem.
Because he is involved in that.
No, there is one sutta where he explains you can eat non-veg.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no problem.
Some clarification. No, other people.
See, non-veg eating has no problem. You can eat non-veg. As long as you have not killed it, as long as you're taking it as food, there's no
Also, like
problem.
when somebody is killing it, you just wait and just enjoying that killing. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
See, first you enjoy the killing. Intention. So the kamma is made out of intention. Okay. So then there's nothing in that. So if I were to observe the dhamma, nature of thing, unless the condition matches, nobody can do anything because it's conditioned. Only when the condition is removed, then it doesn't work. What was working stops working when the condition is changed, which we can see in our day in our daily life. Some conditions are working, some conditions are not working. When the condition was working, we are happy. When the conditions are not working, we are unhappy. Now when we are unhappy, we want to remove that unhappiness. Now what to do? Go to the God, or even Buddha for that matter, because now I'll worship the Buddha which I was not worshipping for so long. So I bring a statue of Buddha and I keep it and I put a candle or light or whatever, just to worshipping. Does that call me a Saddhanusari? And the answer is no. Oh, then what qualifies to me a Saddha is that I have an experiential faith in the Dhamma, because Buddha is not a person. I know it is the Dhamma. What if I have not experienced that at all for a second? Let's say I've been into Goenkaji technique or some Paok tradition or some Thai tradition or some tradition. I've never experienced like that. What Buddha says is that even then, you'll be reborn as human. Now the question comes, what kind of human? Any kind of human. The second question.
You will remember them.
Then the next question. I wanted to take that. When will I remember the Dhamma? There's one sutta where heaven, if you go, you might remember. Juice, if I drink, I can't talk. And I'm not hungry. I'm filled up. Then I have to sleep here only after drinking. Say,
He
oh,
will drink it later.
I'll drink later.
So there are people who are disabled, uh, mentally challenged or disabled, and people who are born like transgenders, like naturally born transgenders, not the psychological transgenders. And then people who are born with lot of syndromes, like genetic syndromes, who have got XX0 chromosomes, XXY chromosomes, um, like all sorts of things, like physically and mentally disabled people, and all sorts of things.
Now, how does that happen? There are, so let's take a female to a male and a male to a female. There is a diagram also, which I could have shown it, but then it looks very not appropriate. So it's, yeah, gender changing. I could have total taken that, but I don't think so how the other females will feel it. But I have no problem in disclosing that with you, but I don't know about others. Anyway, so we don't, I don't know, because some people will. Okay. So the female genitalia and the male genitalia is a thing. So let's say I'm a male today. I dream of being a female. I feel that's better. For some reason, I like to be a female. Not totally into it. I feel like if I was a female, it would have been better. For whatever reason. Okay, the situations demanded it, or I had a sister or somebody and I felt that she's getting more love and I'm getting more beatings being a son, and she's a female, so she's getting more love or whatever it is situation. So then I keep on reflecting on that. So in this life, I'm a male. Absolutely nothing can be done because the condition doesn't match to become a female. But I can go and get a gender change done. So you're talking natural. So let's take natural one. So I keep on wondering and wondering and wondering, and one day I die. So then what happens? The clitoris portion of female is where the penis is, actually, medically speaking. So the penis have got totally withdrawn in the female. A little bit is remaining, but not there. So if the penis starts to grow back, then it is different gender, because now the male organ is also there and the female organ also is there. So where the testicles are, that is where the vagina is, or the ovaries, basically. So if you see, the entry point is where the testicles are. So that is where the sexual organ is. So what really happens here is that when I want to be a female, I keep on thinking about a female. There is no immediate transition from a male to a female. It goes in 5 stages. So the first stage would be that I have a protruded, I have a withdrawn penis which is dysfunctional, meaning the sperms are not properly getting prepared. I'm coming to that. Okay, now what happens here if we take that 12 link formula? For that, there is, like I asked that monk in not Dhammagiri, when we went to that Mahameva. I asked, what's the formula which Buddha talks? He was not aware. So the formula is iti imasmim sati idam hoti, imassa uppada idam uppajjati. Iti imasmim asati idam na hoti, imassa nirodha idam nirujjati. So what's the English translation of that is, this being, this comes to be. With the arising of this, this arises. With the cessation of this ceases. With the cessation, no thing arises. So what it means here is that I intend, intention creates a karmic force, a deed force. Okay, I keep on thinking that I need to be a female, I need to be a female, I need to be a female every time. So when I see you, or I see Zeal, or Annabelle, or she as a mother, and as a Shanti, or whatever females I see, if I was a female, it would have been so nice. For whatever reason, I don't have to, but I keep on looking at her as so nice and so nice. And others will thinking, what is he seeing in them? I say, oh, so nice. What is so nice about it? And that female thinks every month I have to get into this periods. What so nice this person is saying? I only know my problem. For whatever reason it is. And I really like it. That is the thing where this being, that thought being, this comes to be. So it waits till it fills itself with enough karmic force. Okay. So when the consciousness departs at the time of death, what it should take? So the immediate thing is transgender, because now your gender change has to happen in the middle, because I need to now get that situation, because I created a necessary condition for that retraction of the penis, and slowly the penis goes away, followed by the female genital organ. So this is how Buddha explains this situation. It's not starting with anicca, this avidya pachay, sankhara, sakkara pachay, vinyana. That is a 12-link cycle. That's not Buddha speaks about. He says it's an example. As an example, what has happened in the period is that people take the 12-link formula to be patisamutpada, but the 12-link formula is not patisamutpada. This one is patisamutpada. This being, this comes to be. With the arising of this, this arises. This not being, this does not come to be. With the cessation of this, this ceases. So it's basically what you intend it to be. So for some reason, I don't like to be a female. I happen to be that. I want to be a female. I happen to be that. For some reason, I want to be a male. Again, I have to go through the same gender change process. It does. So now we'll take autistic, because I worked with autism people. Lot of autistic children. I've worked with a autistic person of 33-year-old who acts like a 5-year-old, basically. Now, can I answer through this? This being, this comes to be. The arising of this, this arises. So now, in this life, I'm a drunkard. I mean, I'm enjoying drinks, not drunkard as drunkard, social drinking, basically. I take alcohol weekly or daily twice. That's one in the morning and one in the evening, and enjoying and scotch or whatever I'm enjoying. Okay. And it is allowed in my religion or tradition that I can drink. What's wrong in that? Now, if I look at the Duccharita Vipaka Sutta, what he explains is that he uses a word called manda. Manda means like your mental development will go down. So the next life, I will not be immediately becoming an autistic. I will have a low IQ level to begin with. I'm not able to comprehend things clearly. Or I have slow reasoning power. Let's take it that way. So my reasoning is that if I see him and then my reasoning is slow, like that in this life. So it doesn't make much of a dent. for some time to come. After some time, when the condition changes, for the worse anyway, then my retention will start to fade away. Now you can apply the same formula. This being, that current situation being, this comes to be. Now you are seeing that person as an autistic individual, which he was not. To begin with, for the first 10 years, when I met that 33-year-old, for the first 12 years, Merin, he was a normal child with the normal comprehensible ability. One day he went to school and he couldn't remember anything. So the parents felt he has fallen down or something has happened, and then his retention power slowly started to dwindle and he couldn't retain anything. So they said that, look, you have to put him to a different abled school. This school you can't keep him because he's not able to understand anything. And slowly, they found out that even to cross a road, he's just standing like this. Like in the case of my own son, right, which Anjana has explained to you. So he couldn't get down the stairs. It's a little bit of autism, not fully autistic, right? So why is he autistic? The parents are not autistic. I am not autistic, nor Anjana is autistic, nor anybody in my family, as far as I know, is autistic. But in the spectrum, he is autistic, actually speaking. Little bit autism, not that really autism is there. So even today, Merin, if you give him many tasks, he'll get overwhelmed. He will not be able to complete anything. He will just be sitting like this. Then you have to tell him, boss, no problem, you work on this. Okay, you work on this. Then he does it. Even in the hospital, if so many patients are there all at once asking him something, he'll get overwhelmed. He doesn't know what to do. But that is autism. How did it appear? It appeared because of maybe he was drinking in his past life or whatever it is, and that comes. Mhm. I'll come to that. That we have to do it in detail. First, let us take this meaning, and then we'll see. Even if somebody drinking, even if somebody is doing something, how can he escape? Can that be created? That's a that's a question, right? Can, in using Buddha Dhamma, can you consciously not being involved with that? As an example, I'm a gynecologist. Let's say I keep on seeing females on a daily basis, but I'm not interested in any female, right? I'm doing the same task of a woman who is a gynecologist, and I'm also a male gynecologist, and I'm putting hand everywhere. So does that make me any sexually attractive to anything? And answer is no. It's all the same. It's all the same. So there is a subtle difference. So we will take that. Let us first finish this. So the basic thing here in the Buddha Dhamma versus any other thing for Saddha, where we are presently stuck at this point in time, the only difference between religions and Buddha Dhamma is that in religion you have to believe in God or something. So that is called Sasattavada. That means some higher being is there which is managing this whole show. Otherwise, we don't know how things are working. Okay. Whereas the other side is the Uchedavada, which means nothing exists. After this life, everything comes to an end. So that is Uchedavada. What Buddha Dhamma is all about, the middle path. Middle path does not mean half of this and half of that. It doesn't mean that. It's a half and half. It is about looking from a conditionality perspective. If the condition matches, then only it works. So if I am wanting to be a female and then I am intending to be a female, and then only the condition starts to evolve. Many lives to come. Like, I want to come to in Australia. Even today, let's say I'm in Australia. I see all of you very happy. I start to feel even she's in Australia. this mother. I am even worse than her, right? I couldn't be in Australia. I see this guy in Australia. I see she's enjoying Australia. I see these people having big homes, Australia, 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 Australia. Can I become an Australian right now? No, because the condition is not matching. I keep on dreaming about Australia. Can it happen in my next life? No idea. As soon as the condition matches, it works. And the law of conditionality is not that it's going to happen tomorrow. It's not that it can't happen at all. That's the reason it's uncertainty principle. Science also has uncertainty principle. This also has uncertainty principle. Now the question is that can you extend the suffering till you're an Australian? It's up to me. Yes, I would love to do that. I want to be an Australian. Nobody can tell me that I can't be an Australian. I can be an Australian, I can be an American, I can be whatever I want to be. So that is becoming. I want to become. So the becoming becomes jati, that is birth, that you're creating a condition. So the conditioned existence is what we are talking about, right? So if I bringing the right condition, it works. If the right condition is not there, it doesn't work. Like I was telling to Zeel and Janak in the morning, some of my friends are pretty surprised that I'm not going on work to Australia. I'm enjoying a royal life. Somebody is feeding, somebody is taking me here, somebody is doing that, and then for them it is confusing. Vilas, what actually do you do? I say I preach. And for preaching, they take care of all of this. I say yes. So it's pretty surprising, right? You've been taken care, like, they come and ask me, do you want to eat poha today, idli today, or that today, this today? Like you are asking me, what do you eat and what do you want us to prepare? I don't think so anybody is going to do that in a sense. If I am minusing the Dhamma, tell me which person would like to keep me in this house, including Sajal. If I just come and say that, hey, I just walking your house, so I just want to stay with you. Will he allow? I don't think so, unless he's gone mad. Or I just go around their place and I'm looking at Zeel and this guy will say, what are you looking? No, your daughter I'm looking. What do you mean your daughter? Looking at my daughter? Right? So, or I'll start to, she comes from the school, I say, hey, why don't I stay at your home? Right? So, why are you keeping? So the condition has to match. So if the condition matches, it works. So what's the condition? Dhamma is a condition. As long as I'm here to deliver Dhamma, the condition is met. Iti imasmim sati idam hoti, that is being met. Imassa uppada, now that is arising. Idam uppajati, keeps on growing. Iti imasmim asati idam na hoti, only when this condition stops. Meaning, I start having affair with one of you. Bye bye. Why? Nirodha happened. You came here to give Dhamma. Maybe we should give you some Dhamma now. It's our turn to give you Dhamma rather than you giving us Dhamma. So basically, we can see this. So when does the condition change? It's up to me. What if I'm on that exact condition what Buddha talks about? Balanced. So can there be a samvata vivata? Both are not there. That means no rebirth. Samvata and vivata. Vivata means expansion, samvata means contraction. So you're out of that game of becoming and non-becoming. So there are three kinds of bhava: kama, rupa, arupa. Three bhava. And all of these three will give jati, birth, as a condition. It's a conditioned one. So kama, what I want, sensual. I want to enjoy the senses. I want to be in Australia. That's a sensual realm. So I need to get the condition, right condition. So I need to find a parent who can give me that. So everything is internal to what I am thinking or what I am desiring. If it creates the necessary wave, then it happens, including autism, including gender change, including whatever you're speaking. It's condition dependent, not at will. Sorry, not by God's wish, that God gave us a child which is like this, or God did something to us, God took us the job, God gave us the job, God this, God that, because I don't know how it is working. Yes. Like I told you also, my brother-in-law, what he's doing today to his mother, I have told him, you will lose your mother once you're born. And your father is a drunkard. You are on the roads. Don't do what you're doing to your mother. Take care of your mother. So take care of your mother. What about dogs which get adopted in Australia, just like you have done? So they're having a royal life. Yes, because at the time of birth, that condition got created. Then after birth, the condition changed. The condition doesn't remain the same.
Changes any time. For example, initially they didn't get a good father or mother. Yes, yes, but they have enough good condition for getting a good father and mother as a adopted father and mother later. Do you understand? At the time of birth, they don't have a good father and mother. They are orphans. But later on, when they are like, they are conditioned from the previous life because of some good karmas, they get into a good place. So this changes all the time. That is what Vilashi was rightly saying, that it is not that all of a sudden it happens. That's why karma theory's understanding is difficult. You have to keep looking in a big picture, a small picture, every way you have to comprehend it.
Just to answer to that, Marin, you are creating condition every moment. Basically, you're working out on condition. See now, what Sajal has done is that for his daughter, he could have taken her to a nice restaurant, pub, or whatever it is. He could have taken her to a nice restaurant and then flaunted with nice food, full of spread, and we could have gone there and we could have enjoyed with some beer or some wine or something. Happy birthday to you. Even I can't say happy birthday to you because my eyes are all rolling, and then I'm saying, how are you? All good? Enjoying?
Yeah.
Right? So that can happen. But he chose to call the Bhantes and get that something happening to her. Now he might say she chose the parents. Actually, yes. We might also say they chose the daughter, which is also yes, because it is met. The equation is met, right? The condition is met. Now, can we guarantee her that she will remain in Buddha Dhamma Sangha?
For this life.
No.
So, okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Don't choose, like, so you don't choose the sense, why would you choose intentionally to be born in a desert, or it could be like you could be born in a war-ridden place, like, why would you choose to be?
Okay, now I have violence. Just take this. I am playing video games of violence. There are all kind of video games in this world, but I love violence. What is that I'm feeding the consciousness? Violence. So, do you know that there are three levels of consciousness? One is the consciousness, what we are talking, right? And there's the same thing. That, who is this? He'll say, I'm Sajal Barua. Okay, Barua. I'm from Bangladesh. So, all these is a first level of consciousness. Okay. Then there's a second level of consciousness, subconscious, right? We do something out of subconscious. Suddenly you feel anger, suddenly you feel something is coming from subconscious, because that conscious, hey Bobby, how are you doing, goes away. Suddenly, Bobby, that thing will come. That's coming from subconscious. Then there is unconscious existence. So most of our experiences are unconscious. They are not disconscious nor subconscious. They are not there. So basically, if I keep on watching something all the time, I'm making that as my becoming in that subconscious to unconscious. So I'm creating an unconscious existence of this because I like it. So those can be called defilements or sankhara, whatever you can call that as. So they keep on getting ready to come out at the right moment. At present, there's no right moment, so they don't come out. Right?
Anishaya Kleshas.
Same thing. 1 minute. So let me tell you about poverty. Why am I in a poverty stricken place? Because I didn't give anything while I had something. No, wait a second. You see what happens, Marin? I don't like to give. Honestly, I don't like to give. I have that pain in, if you see, there's some feeling in the heart which happens when I'm giving something. Let's say Bobby says, Vilas, can you give that person $100? $100 into 54 is 5,400. 5,400? I'll give $50. Says, Vilas, come on, you're earning so much money. Just $100. Dollars. Okay, Bobby, for you, since you're saying, give $100. What will she do with $100? What is your problem? You give her $100. Because I'm multiplying it. Even though I'm no longer in India, I don't have to think about 54 into 100. I'm earning here in Australia. Why should I convert it into Indian rupees or Bangladeshi rupee or Pakistani rupee or some rupee and then convert it and die? I could just give $100. $100 is 100 rupees. Now I want to know what she's going to do with the $100. So I keep on asking, "Hey, we gave the $100, what happened? What did she do?" I'm interested. So I'm becoming miser in the mind. Why? Because my unconscious experience is that I want to give. I don't want to give, no matter what. The conscious experience is I'm forced to give. So already there is a crunching in the heart. To cut that out, you know what I'm supposed to do? It's very idiotic, but it's true. I should keep on giving. Force it, force it, force it, just force it. Like he was talking about that Ajahn Mun, where that consciousness is going and getting established. You force it, cut it. Otherwise, it will go and get established. Cut it. Because that's an unconscious experience. What is happening? It's coming from unconscious. You cut it. So instead of not donating, I will forcefully go and donate. And in Abhidhamma, if since I shouldn't have brought Abhidhamma, just to take a little thing. It's called Sobana Chitta. I create a Sobana Chitta. Sobana means good Chitta. So I'll make my mind contracting. Asobhana is happening. And I'll force it. I have to give. So you're willing it. So the first time you will it, it's painful. The second time it loosens up. The third time even more loosens up. The fourth time you feel happy. You are getting into feeling. Then I'll say, Bobby, take my wallet, take whatever you want. Sure. I can give $1,000. I said, take whole thing off. That's chaga, tyaga. Okay. That's not generosity actually. You're just giving up. Whatever you're holding, you're giving up. Then the fun ride happens. Once you give up, it's moved out of your unconscious experience. Then what should happen? The condition changes. Now that condition is no longer there. The moment I keep on giving and giving and giving and giving, I am getting it back. Basically, there's nothing like you lose it because there's no giver and loser. You're just mentally making it. I gave it to that person. So what is going to do? There's no person there. You just give. So you get this straightforward transaction. I give, I get, I don't get, I don't get. So basically, if I see in Buddha Dhamma, you get what you deserve and you don't get what you wish for. I can wish for 100 things, but unless that condition is there, I don't get it. I only get what I deserve. So the more I give, the more I get, because I'm creating the condition. So why people are born in poverty? Because they couldn't give when it was, the chance was there. Now today there are 5 mosques in my area, and whichever I have not explained. Why should I sit there and meditate without complaining? It's because when I was given a better life, okay, I did not really use it properly. I was abusive and I was very irritant to people. That's 100% true. I created necessary condition. So I'm supposed to sit and tolerate the sound, which is, I can't handle it, but I have to. There's one temple who keeps on playing music. Listen, don't react. Listen, you made it happen. Listen to it. Don't take it as your conscious experience. So I cut off the consciousness. So the sound is gone. Then sight. I have to look at these dirty things. People shitting on the road. Okay, that I don't find it in Australia, but there you can see people shitting on the road. Watch it. Beautiful. Watch it. You ask for it. Now, why do you close your eyes? Watch it. People slapping each other on the road. Watch it. But from morning to evening, Ambedkar statue and they keep fighting. Okay, watch it. Enjoy. Then there is Congress, then there is BJP, then this one, then that one. Enjoy, man. You ask for it. Buffalo, dog, this, that, bus going everywhere. And then car clean. The next door is a car cleaning thing. Is doing. So you enter 8 jhanas sitting there, sitting right there.
Yeah. So, is like how the mental volitions and the actions is making. So when I had the volitions, that's where my karma actually seeded. So when I actually wanted to do a dana and my volitions came, I want to give this from my heart. And then after I made the decisions, if there's a hesitations, actually it's holding back the next results coming for the dana that I'm making it. So that's very important. The what volitions I have it. There was I think one jataka. I think this man was very poor. He had only one big cloth to cover the shame with his wife and him. So the one, if one person goes out of the home, they can only go one person at a time. But both husband and wife couldn't go outside because they were such a poor in Jataban, I think, in Sabuti. So one day, this man was meditating whole night with Buddha, and he has so much piti sukha. So he wanted to give his last thing he had, give away to Buddha. Then first he's thinking, if I give this, I have nothing. How could I live, my wife and myself? So then he actually passed time. Sometimes he thought about it, and then second time he was trying to do it again with forcing his mind. And the third time, I think he was successful and giving away to Buddha that donated it. And he just shoutedly says, I win my heart. I've given my last thing that I had in my life. So the karmic results came straight away. King Pasenadi was there. And he given so much. And Buddha was explaining, if he's given this thing in the first moment he thought, the result would have been a lot more than what he got now. So it's actually from my own experience, I've seen in my life, because I was the person always in generosities. I've learned from my mother. Even though at times I became pauper, like very poor, because I born in the rich family, and my father died when I was 13. So, and I became 14, 15, and then I lost everything. My uncles has taken away everything from me. But my heart was full of happiness back in that time. And my mother was telling, don't worry about it. And we always try to fight. And we were living hand to mouth. But I had such amount of devotions to a monks. My mother didn't have money. So she borrowed towel, dal, everything from the shop. From the shop, I still remember we didn't have money and we're living like day to day life. And she borrowed, okay, I need 10 kilo chal, I need 1 kilo dal and spices. No money, borrowing. 2 months later, 3 months later, we pay the money to the guy. And he also said, Mommy, you are my mommy, no problem. Because he saw how we live actually and trusted us. And she gives 15 monks, 20 monks, 30 monks. Any monks always ask for food. My mother never say, no, I can't give, I don't have money. We never say. And I think that gave me, because what I deserve today, what I am today, I think I don't deserve as intellectual part.
Don't use that word.
so so actually I've seen a lot of my friends who are very talented than me in the life race. They've gone 1/10. They haven't achieved 1/10 what I have achieved in my life. And I've seen is because of my devotions, because of my dana, generosities that I've done, my mother has done. So we have not suffered with food, but we had to borrow it and lived it. I think it's the evolutions we had it in the beginning. When I used to go, even these monks for dana, I always choose the best one. Even I didn't have money. I have my friends, they're also taking dana. They have money, but they're choosing what they wanna, inferior. But I choose the best, even the blades that for the monk shave. I choose, this is like, there is three types of price. One is cheaper. I said, no, the expensive one that's coming from London in that. I will get that one. You don't have money. I said, you give me money, I'll pay you back. So this was me like this. And the monks I given, he used to look at my dana. The other people, he never look at it, pass away. He used to look at my dana and kept it in the side. Because he knows that, he
That
could,
was selective, right?
no, he could see that, the volitions. That monk I'm talking, the Arahant monk,
Oh, that's
the Banavante, yeah. So he could see that, and that's how everybody knows that. He knows exactly how you bring the dana to him. And if he sees the volitions, he keep it in a side. If he doesn't see the volition, he put it away. And he always said that these all dana coming to me because I've done in the past. So it's all the seed and how I actually put the seeds in my things. Even when I was suffering, I know Bobby brother has been my very good Kalana Mitra, I'm telling and the sisters. So when I was suffering, back in 2013, 14, and I didn't have money. You remember? I was taking like 2 big luggages of the monks
Monks thing. The
things,
cereals and everything.
cereals and
He
everything.
doesn't have any money, and
I didn't have money.
he was
But I
doing
borrowed. I borrowed. I give. Monks need it. 2 luggage. And Ajahn Dhammasya was saying, "What are you doing? You don't have money." I was saying, "No, I give it." So I have done the actions. So I think it's the seeds how we seeding everything. You don't get the result straight away. Sometimes it just takes time.
and he's the one come out of his debt very very short time.
Yeah, so let me add one another thing to this is your life is 80,000 years. Your life is not 100 years. Human life is 80,000 years. Because of bad deeds of everyone, now currently it stands at 100 years max. So the karma, whatever we make, the intentions, whatever we make, is for 80,000 years. It's not for 100 years. The only change that's happened is you close your eyes, you open your eyes, you're in the new environment. That's all what we call as birth and death. You just close. Like this, fear comes, and then the air goes away, or the vayu goes away, or the prana goes away, whatever you want to call that as. It hardly stays a moment, and you get another body and you continue. So the volitions what were made in the past are continuing in continuation, because you had to complete one full bhava, which is 80,000 years. So if I am staying for 100 years in this body as conscious experience, you have 1,000 lives to take. It's not just one life. It's one full bhava. So that means if I'm supposed to stay for 80,000 years, the next next life will be human, because if I've started at 100, this is my 100th year, 100th life, I still have 900 to go. Unless I kill my father, I kill my mother, I do all that kind of things, and then I get into anantariya papakama. Anantariya means, antara means spacing. Anantara means no space. And then only I go into the apayas. You got the point. So now the question here is not that why you shouldn't be a sotapanna. That's an idiotic question, because you'll be human either way. Doesn't matter. What should be the question is, will you be able to get a comfortable human life in the next life to come? If that's the idea with which I'm going, and then like what Sajal is saying, irrespective of whatever you have, you don't have, just keep on giving. Just give. It just doesn't matter. Just give. Just give. Just give. It works. Now, the best of the dana is Dhamma dana. Let's forget about what Sajal is saying. Let's take my own life. Right now, as we speak. Why you should host me? Just think it over. Why should you host me? Why should he host me here today? I've not met him much, except that he is in the car or whatever. And then Bobby, I can understand. He's gone mad with me. He's in love with me or whatever it is. He's fool guy, a fool. But why him? Right? Why him? Or why you in the first place? You could have said, I don't like this guy coming at.
I'm mad with you. She's mad with me.
Yeah, that's fine. But loud. So the basic thing, if we were to see, human life is 80,000 years. So we are talking bhava, not jati. Yes, yes. Medically, we will. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Separate.
Raju Dulam has raised his hand.
No. I'm going to send him another link, and then we'll again join. Because we had to complete what he wants to ask.
Okay.
And in fact,
Well-
Viren also had asked.
I can ask that question when we meet next time. Should be fine.
No, we are okay unless we want to go home. You want to go home?
No, I don't want to do
Are you wishing to send us out? No? Okay.
You got from 8 p.m. that session.
I'm cancelling that. Raja. Oh, Raja is coming home. Yes.
He said 7:30.
What's the time now? 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Half an hour?
Still half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour.
So, yes, Raju, go ahead.
If someone wishes to be born in USA and if they are in India or Australia, so the transition will happen with the blink of an eye, or does it take?
It can happen both ways. That's the reason it's called anicca, because it can be uncertain. It can happen instantaneously. Meaning, it might be wishing and it just happens. And we don't know how it happened. So we say it as a miracle. Okay, as an example, Raju, to add to what you're asking me, my friend, she works for all kind of immigration, just like Viren, but she does for corporates. Okay, she doesn't do any personal things. Since she's my college mate, she said she had worked on my US visa. So I told her, look, I need Australia visa. And this Bobby and Marin were behind me to get the visa done, because they wanted to look at the flights and all that. So in December, I was going to US. So then 9th of December, I applied for Australian visa. As per the website, it should have taken me 4 to 6 weeks for me to get the visa. Okay. It came in 1 week, just a week. Even before I went to US, I had the Australian visa. And my friend was surprised. She said, how? And we can say, yeah, you had all the documents, you were working in the office and all that. It's correct. But how many of the colleagues who are working with me could get Australian visa?
Even I know many cases.
Yeah, they don't get. So how did I get and why didn't get it? Even the company has given the same letter. I'm going on a vacation. They are given letter that he's coming on office duty. The company have a office in Brisbane. They have in Perth. They have in Melbourne. They have in Sydney. 4 places the company is having. So why they can't get a visa? And there are people who wanted to go to Germany. 3 people applied. 1 person got. 2 people got rejected. For what reason? So Raju, it's like this. If the condition matches instantaneously, also it can happen. If the volition, he keeps on the volition, and then it happens, because in that 80,000 year time frame, it will manifest one way or the other way.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure. Viren, you had a question. We couldn't take it at all.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you at that time that if we know the sutta number which we were discussing, so we could follow.
No,
So I
that
wanted
is
to
there
ask.
in that. That's the second one. Whatever I've sent, right? The link. The link what I've sent.
No, the link has so many.
No. The
information.
second one. Patama
Second.
Sankita Sutta.
That was yesterday, wasn't it?
No, I'm going through that only, but we went into many different things because we were coming into the Saddha faculties. We were talking about Saddha, so we went deeper into the Saddha. We are yet to come into the other ones.
I think we'll continue tomorrow.
We'll continue tomorrow? Okay,
Yeah.
good thing. Otherwise, I don't want to hold you on a holiday with all of this.
Uh,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you then. Yeah, good night and see you tomorrow.